Imagine you're out on an incredible ride with someone you know when suddenly disaster strikes. There's an obstacle up ahead in the road, and normally you could both easily avoid it. But because of the formation you're riding in, neither of you has the room to maneuver, and now it's too late. You can't react in time. There's nowhere to go. You're both going to crash. And this all could have been easily avoided if you had just watched Instructor Cory's video about group riding. But now, instead of enjoying the ride and making it home safely, you're spending the next few days in the ICU. And unfortunately, that's not the worst of it. The person you were riding with didn't make it. So, how do we avoid this nightmare scenario and keep ourselves and our loved ones safe? Thankfully, there's a simple solution. But first, we need to make sure and identify what the problem actually is. When riding in a group, it's important to remember we're not the only one out on the road. And depending on how the other members of your group are riding, it could leave you with limited options as far as maneuverability and escape routes. In the event that you're riding side by side or abreast with someone else, if something goes wrong up ahead of you and you both need to make an adjustment and move, you're essentially blocking one another from a potential escape route, which could have saved your life. So now that we know what the problem is, what's the simple solution to help us avoid ending up in this terrible and potentially deadly spot? Instead of riding side by side in the same lane and blocking one another, stagger your formation so the lead rider is ahead and to the left and the rider behind them is offset to the right. By putting yourself in this staggered formation, this will leave the front rider with all of their available lane positions and escape routes, as well as any riders behind them. Not only do they have all of their options open to the left and right, but also to the front and behind, which is crucial in the event they need to suddenly speed up or perform an emergency stop. The key is making sure no rider in the group has any limitations on where they can go. If they need to suddenly make a change in speed or direction in order to prevent a crash and save their life. If you're positioned directly behind them, you might not be able to react to their sudden change, and you could be the one who ends up crashing into them and getting both of you killed in the process. It can be dangerous and challenging for just two riders to ride together, so imagine how those dangers and challenges will compound as you add more and more people to the group ride. In the state of Colorado, it is legal to ride two abreast in a single lane, but I always highly advise my students against this, and now I hope you can understand why. So, now that we know the problem with group riding and a simple solution to fix it, we should be able to hit the open road with our friends and have nothing more to worry about. But what are you going to do about the intersection up ahead with that vehicle waiting to turn left in front of you?